What's up guys, Gordon Briley here. Today we're going to go over how to assemble the reverse hyper attachment for the Evo ID. So this thing is crazy adjustable. I'm going to show you how I actually set it up, but you're going to be able to move things around a bit, try to customize it for your body type. So depending on your torso length, the length of your legs, there's a lot of different places that you can adjust. But getting a good starting point when you don't know the system is kind of difficult. So I just want to give you some points to go off of. That way you can set it up and then start making movements based off of that. So the first thing is the Evo ID is adjusted all the way out to where there's still two holes in the telescoping piece. So there's still two holes, so it has some stability for safety. So it's pretty much all the way extended out. But this thing you can actually push it back in and have more overhang. So depending on how you use or what you're doing with the flat bench, the quick attached flat bench, whether it be seal rolls, you can move this whole system down to any hole, any height that you want. So it is highly adjustable in that way using this crossbar and the adjustable piece on the other end, which we're going to go over. So the rack is all the way extended, two in the hole still. So the crossbar for me, I have it set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8th hole is where the pins are through. That's a good height. So this bar is a little bit, the actual reverse hyper attachment is off the ground a little bit. You have some adjustability. You can actually just pull this pin here and slide it up if it feels a little bit better for your leg length. So again, that's adjustable just by pulling this pin, and you can move this over. So this cube needs to be in the center of the bench. The bench itself right now, I don't have it attached on this end, but what there is one of the rail nuts, and this is what makes it really quick and really adjustable. This just slides into that rail. We just lift it up. We actually grab the quick knob and we just center it over a hole. And just cinch that down. Now this whole thing is attached to the actual crossbar, and now it's really stable. So next thing is where are the actual quick knobs with the eye bolts that pass through. So I have mine set 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 holes up, and then the eye bolt facing inwards, and that's what's going to connect to the landmine side of it, which is here, which this is fully all the way retracted up inside. So it's pinned up here, but it's the shortest that it can go because you want to create a really short lever. That way you're displacing the weight as far forward as possible. So I actually have mine pinned kind of high up. I can just pull that pin and lower it down, and you just want to get it as close to the end as possible. So it's really easy to adjust. And the closer you have the weight to the front, the heavier it's going to feel. So you can change the dynamics of it, the weight, by moving this up or back. So currently it's in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6th hole to the first hole of the double weight plate holder, but you can move it in or out depending on how you want it to feel. So this eye bolt using quick knobs is in the first hole all the way down. And you can also make adjustments to where your feet are going to attach, your ankles, by just moving this as well. So it doesn't have to be in the very bottom one. I have it in the very first hole, the 9th hole, the first hole. So it's attached through this quick knob on the bottom. So this is pretty much this part of it. Again, you can raise it up or down. You could change the length of this. So it comes with a spring clip, 2 for this strap, and this strap you just pass through. So it's a little bit longer on one side. That allows it to meet right in the middle. So with the hooks attached to this strap, now it's centered right here. So you're actually going to have ankle actual ankle attachments where you want nice heavy duty ones. So these ones I got from the Moose Fitness, but these are really heavy duty actually, so I really like these ones. You could modify it to just have a normal strap system where you put your feet in it. That'll be easy to do, but that's something that you can add to it if you want. I like the feel of actually having the ankle straps better, so I've set it up like that, but you can easily modify that. So this is attached in the center. We have our quick knob through using the actual rail nut. I think that's it for this side of it. The Evo ID is at a 90-degree angle, so straight up and down as far as this goes. Now if we move over to the front side, what I did is I actually, this pin here, take these quick knobs, before I have any weights on it, I actually move this all the way up into hole, the pin is going to go into hole number 1, 2, 3, 4 from the bottom. So the quick knob is just above that 4th hole. I tighten it down. Remember this pin, I don't have the cotter pin in it, but you should. The pin is actually what the quick knob is resting on, so it can't ever go down. That's your safety feature. These here are something that, it doesn't come with it, but I add these. This is just a handle. These go on a lot of our different items. But with a rail nut and then a double threaded end, you can actually add really cheap handles that you can move anywhere throughout this rail. So when you're doing the reverse hyper, you're actually reaching down and around, and they won't smash your hands either. So I like to add these on. These are just basic. They go in the handles of the neutral grip bar and also the other bars that we have, the trap bar. So this end of the bench is attached through a quick attach point where there's actually a pin through here and a pin through here. As you can see, I'll have to loosen this up. You can see how quick that is. So this pin, the bench actually, you can take it right off. And then this piece here, this allows you to put it anywhere that you want, custom within this rail. So that piece is here. Pin it through, and now with this piece we just slide it over, put our pin through. You're going to put your pin in, and now you can adjust the height of it really quickly. If I wanted to move this down, just undo these, move this down one, and then it'll have a slightly different angle to the bench. So you can customize a ton about this. And that's kind of it. It's not all that difficult to set up. It may take us a few minutes the very first time, but you do have a lot of adjustability, so you can customize it to your body type. The one thing is you can put this crossbar on with the cube facing inwards the way that it is now, or you can come from the back side and plug it in this way, depending on which way you put your cube onto your bar. Sometimes this part that you actually put this telescoping piece into may be facing outwards, and that may change the dynamics of the lift a little bit. On this one, I tend to actually put it in here. I have it, as far as the short piece goes, 1, 2, 3 holes up, the pin is. So I could take this, pull this out, and make a quick adjustment to it, and actually elevate it a little bit higher. Ideally, you would want to take the weight up, but I'm just showing it. So now I changed the dynamics of it just by changing this pin piece. Where it hinges is going to be slightly higher, but I prefer it down a little bit lower. But again, you guys can just mess with the settings and kind of get, you know, the different angles of the bench. You can have it slightly elevated if you like that, if it feels a little bit better down here. You can do it you're not going to have a ton of adjustability for a really sharp angle, but it's not bad. So you just want to make sure that all your pins are secured. There's kind of a lot of pins with this system, but that's what gives it mass adjustability. So This one here, I didn't use the hook. I actually passed it through. Because the one thing you're going to want to make sure that you do is to make sure that this is off the ground before you start. So I just passed this through into the eye bolt, open it up, pass it through, use the hook on the one end, elevate, and now this is off the ground. You don't want it on the ground. You want the weight already to be elevated some, so where you put this weight plate holder matters because you don't want the weights hitting either. But that's pretty simple. Now when it comes to it, let me just put this back in. You can again see how quick it is. You can kind of move this around, find the right hole where you want to have it. This is actually free floating because all of the stress is being pulled straight backwards, so this should never move. Now with this here, I'm going to hook it up with my ankles straps. I'm going to jump up here, grab my handles, it works amazing. You can stack a bunch of weight on this. With reverse hypers, just obviously be careful of how much weight you're doing. This should be about the contraction more than just swinging a bunch of weight. So might want to use collars on this to keep the weight still, but that's not super important. But always try to be safe. So this is really the setup for the reverse hyper. There's lots of different things that you can mess with, like I said. But if you guys have questions, always reach out and I'll help you figure it out. So thanks for watching.